Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Desy Safitri Nurdiana and my student number is 216121168. Now I'm going to give some explanation about language assessment. So I'm going to explain 5 points in language assessment. The first one is the concept of language assessment. There are 3 main concepts in determining a meaningful language assessment. The first one is validity, reliability, and feasibility. Validity means that the assess should be actually assessed. And the second one is reliability. Reliability refers to the accuracy of the decision made from the assessment. And the last is feasibility. Feasibility means that the assessment has to be practical. A language assessment can cover more of the following 4 skills that are writing, reading, speaking, and listening. And then the next point is the types of test item. So there are 7 types. The first one is diagnostic test. So this test measure knowledge and skill of the students. This test also identify the students' weakness and strength in past and present learning. And the next test is proficiency test. This test measures people's ability in language that have they are not any learning or training in that language. And the next test is achievement test. This test measuring student performance in specific academic like reading comprehension. And the next test is aptitude test. This test assess the student's knowledge and intelligence. And the next is placement test. This test provide information to students at the stage of the teaching program most appropriate to their abilities. And the next, personality test. This test measures some aspects of individual personality. And then the last test is intelligence test. This test measure the mental ability of the individual. So the next point is taxonomy of test item formats. There are 3 taxonomy in test formats. The first one is selected response. In these formats, multiple choices is the most commonly known as selected response. The choices are the options. The correct answer called as key and the incorrect answer called as distractor, false, and misleads. And the next format is constructed response objective scoring. In this format, requires a performance of the test taker. A judge makes an objective determining that usually wrong and right. And then the observation made using measuring device such as scale, timer, and ruler. And then the last format is constructed response subjective scoring. These formats suitable for complex tests. The structure of these formats is instruction to the test taker, and then condition of the performance, and the last is scoring that involves either a set of scoring and single rating of scoring. And then the next point is the function of exam content outline, there are 3 functions. The first one is quote lines in writing question to be compiled. These quote lines will be a reference to teacher to make question. So it will make easier to teacher to make question. And the next function is the question writer will produce a question that in accordance to the purpose of the text. So writing question with use of a grid, the teacher will produce a question that in accordance the purpose of the test. And the last function is different question writer will produce relatively the same set question. So with using the grid in writing some question will make easier in the evaluation learning. And the last point is the steps to make exam content outline questions. There are 4 steps. The first one is prepare the specification table, and the second one determine the form and model of the objective test that will be applied in framework in evaluation learning. And the third step is determine the number of questions taken from each chapter. And the last step is writing a good question must be clear and use effective language, both in the form of question and the form of answer. I think that's enough that I can explain about language assessment. Sorry if any mistakes from me.